Yo, what's up? What's up? Peace and love eternal unto the divine beings. What it is, what it ain't, what's going on with y'all, man? It's been a minute. It's been a little tumultuous little ride this week. We gonna talk about it. I'd like to welcome y'all to the Sacred T² Tarot. Okay, make sure that y'all check out everything in the description box. Make sure that y'all check out my website, my spiritually based arts and merch. Okay, I appreciate all the likes and shares, comments, and subscribes and donations from you guys. I appreciate you so much. We getting ready to get it popping. This is a serious message here for the divine beings this week, and there's been some energies attempting to delay it. But I went through a part of what we're getting ready to discuss. Okay, so um the Stigmata. Okay, now if y'all have never seen this movie, Stigmata, y'all need to check this out, divine beings. Not saying that what we've been going through maybe have been happening to this magnitude or what happened in the movie, but I will say that, some of the experiences that we've had, okay, we might think it's spiritual attacks. We might think that it's, ghosts or entities. Okay, what's going on? Miss Good Vibes, peace and love to praise. Um, yeah, why you might think it's spiritual attacks and stuff like this. When you're a divine being, there are certain things that you're going to go through. Okay, and like I said, not that you experience paranormal activity to the level of the Stigmata movie, but let's just say that was a dramatization of what we experienced during our spiritual awakening. Okay? Let's just say you okay, let me tell you what happened to me, and then y'all can let me know if y'all resonate with these kinds of experiences. Okay, so just the other night, okay, just the other night, I was in my bed, I was taking my rest, and uh, I noticed my hand, like just the center of it, okay, all of a sudden went achy and it hurt, okay, and just that part of my hand, though. I hadn't did anything to it. I wasn't laying funny or nothing. I'm like, Spirit, what is going on with this? What's up with my hand? You know, and then the divine basically flashed me another experience. Like, well, you remember when this happened? And what they played me back was another experience I had over the summer where I was wide awake. I was doing my thing, okay, communicating, you know what I'm saying, with the divine, like I always do. Everything was cool. And all of a sudden, uh, I got scratched. You know what I mean? And I freaked out because I didn't feel it when it happened per se. Let's just say a couple seconds after I sat down on my bed, I just felt like a burning. And then I felt it wet up. You know what I'm saying? So I went to go look at it. And I'm like, well, damn, did I just get spiritually attacked in broad daylight? Like I ain't, like, what? Like, I was bugging. You know what I mean? So the spirit played me back that incident. I was like, oh, so that and this hand thing is related? He's like, yes. Okay. Then my guys started talking about, like, when you go through your spiritual awakenings, and you know how your head can just be on 10, and like you feel like you can't see, the migraines be that intense. I was like, yeah. They like, yeah, that's related too. I'm like, what? Be like, and them crazy dreams you be having. I'm like, what? And then the divine flashed me this movie, okay? And I'm like, oh snap, this really happens? So it's like when you are going through awakenings, you're going through certain remembrances, you're unlocking past life information, okay, tapping more into your Akasha, getting dreams about past lives, places, you know what I'm saying? You don't know how you remember them, all that kind of a thing. And then not only that, but the downloads, all of a sudden we know where we're channeling all of this information. Okay? Not only that, when we're going through these spiritual upgrades, we have people that want to psychically attack us. Okay, try to attack us and attack our gifts. Okay. Um, or when you're going through a spiritual death and rebirth, they try to take you out for real, for real. You're going through a spiritual death and rebirth, and they try to take you out like physically. Okay, to synonymous. It's like you're living past life stuff, current stuff, and future stuff all in the same moment. Okay, or you could be coming into remembrances of past life afflictions and you can feel them, you know what I'm saying? If you in tune with your body, you know what I mean? If you're clear sentient or you can feel things psychically in your body, you know what I mean? You will feel that past infliction. Um, and so us resurrecting as the Christ consciousness, what'll happen is when we go through certain activations and we receive certain downloads, we will experience certain spiritual phenomena. Okay? And it may come through like an attack. Okay, it may come through like a psychic attack where you feel like something jumped you or attacked you. You know what I mean? But the only difference with this is it's subtle. There's no fear with it. You know, there's you experiencing a download or you remembering something. And then all of a sudden, this happening. Okay, you might have a dream where, you know, a certain scene keeps playing out. These scenes could tap into past life remembrances. Okay, so when you have a mass consciousness reawakening, okay, the crystal light, okay, what you have is with these divine beings is when you're going through these upgrades and you're going through these DNA upgrades, okay, it's like all of a sudden something can be aching. It's like the energy like growing pains, but you're a whole adult. You see what I'm saying? Crazy dreams. You see what I'm saying? And you're trying to figure out what all this stuff means. Okay, and then you think you're getting attacked by something, but some of this, while yes, they could be trying to attack you while you're going through a spiritual rebirth, thinking that they can end something for you in the 3D. Okay. Um, when you having these experiences, it's a sign that you know old parts of you are dying away. You know what I mean? It's like when you're ascending and you're trying to you're making a conscious effort to try to come into forgiveness, and it's hard because not only is you remembering the stuff You got people pretty much projecting bad memories of the stuff they did at you just in efforts to try to keep you stuck mentally, right? For moving forward. Not only do you have stuff that happened in this lifetime, you're remembering stuff that people did in past lives too. Also, some of this is the divine trying to show you how certain people you're related to now could be karmic energies from past lives. Okay, so you could be around somebody and this person have a really oppressive energy or a very tyrannical type of energy. Okay, you might have known them before in the past life. You know, y'all could have had a karmic experience. You see what I'm saying? Um, some of us is near and dear to people in this lifetime, related to people in this lifetime that tried to take us out last lifetime. You see what I'm saying? Stuff like this. We're gonna be talking about the Judas consciousness um, very soon here too. I got hella messages to upload. Oh, other experiences that I had, right? So not only did spirit show me my hand, you know what I'm saying, feeling away. Um, the head thing, they show me also what else was it? Oh, I came home yesterday, right? Yesterday was the winter solstice. Okay. December 21st. Okay. Okay. So with the winter solstice, I go to work, everything was pretty much normal. I come home, all of a sudden, like I walk in the building, walk up to a building that all the power is out. Okay, if you don't know, I live in cold ass Minnesota. They over here on the news talking about bomb cyclones. You know what I'm saying? We under zero right now. Okay, and I come home to a building with no power. I had shit scheduled. You see what I'm saying? All kind of shit. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? I was so mad and so upset and so angry. You know what I'm saying? But I had to take my time and breathe the thing out. You know what I mean? And then, of course, I prayed about it. You know, and I'm once again feeling. I felt like it was an attack. 13 minutes on the clock. I took it real personal. Felt like it was an attack. You see what I'm saying? Because there have been weird occurrences all since the 12/12 portal, y'all. There have been just the weirdest and strangest occurrences that want to happen or play back. You know what I'm saying? Um, and the divine, will be putting me up on game. But yesterday, I didn't know how long the power was going to be out. You know what I mean? I didn't know none of that. You know what I mean? And I wasn't going to leave my crib. So I'm like, fuck it, light the candles. You know, took time to breathe the anger out. You know what I mean? I felt like there was a spiritual attack. So I did return to sender. You know what I mean? But overall, I just prayed that I'd be alright and make it through the night. You know what I mean? And not even 13 minutes later, it was crazy because I caught the 13 minutes on the clock just now, right? It's crazy because 13 minutes later, I prayed that the lights and everything came back on. You see what I'm saying? And then I went into a whole little praise mode and fell asleep. But that's like the third time something like this has happened. You see what I'm saying? That's what be making me feel like it's an attack too. You know what I'm saying? When certain stuff happens or repeats and it's the same time of year, I feel like that's somebody that's trying to maintain energy what they doing. They doing it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? They trying to maintain the work they're doing. You see what I'm saying? And while that might be the case, the divine is always around when these energies try to do this as well. Okay, because I know it's the winter solstice, and because I know, you know what I'm saying, it's the rebirth of the sun. Okay, you're dealing with the shortest days of the year, the darkest time of the year, anyway. You see what I'm saying? And it's like the sun goes through a rebirth, you do too. You see what I'm saying? Because your soul is light. This is the light of your soul we talk about. You see what I'm saying? Just like the sun go through that different rebirths, your soul does. You see what I'm saying? So I always prepare to make, you know what I'm saying, particular offerings and stuff at this time. You know what I'm saying? Between the solstice and Christmas. Really between Halloween, Thanksgiving, which I totally dedicate to the ancestors. Okay, Diwali, the festival of lights. Okay, the solstice, Christmas, and my birthday is at the end of December, and then the New Year. I go ham this whole time, really for my ancestors. You know what I'm saying? For the angels and guides, for the divine. You know what I'm saying? It's really my time where I make my offerings and stuff like this. Anyway. So my ancestors, angels, and guides is already around when people try this kind of nonsense and stuff. But even the thing about me having three particular experiences where the power goes out in this building. You see what I'm saying? I'm not talking about times where my power or electricity got cut off. I'm talking about coming home to a building with no power. And it's the strangest shit because all the other buildings got their electricity. Just just this building. You know what I'm saying? When it be shit like that, you know what I'm saying? That's what you making me feel like it's an attack. But you're going through both things at the same time. So while you're going through a spiritual death and rebirth, you're going through a spiritual resurrection. Old things are falling away. Okay? There are old people that try to maintain attachments to us. You see what I'm saying? While we undergo these spiritual death and rebirth processes. Okay? Not only that, as you go through these ascensions and you gain new gifts and you gain new lessons, there'll be jealousy, envy, evil eye, all kind of shit and behind that. You see what I'm saying? It's easy for when you have these kind of spiritual experiences to just deem it a psychic attack. And it's crazy because half the time you're not wrong because you could be being psychically attacked while you go through your ascension. People try to, because it's a vulnerable time. You see what I'm saying? That's when people like to try to strike an attack when they know you're most vulnerable. You see what I'm saying? So it only makes sense. But when you're having these excruciating headaches and it's really your third eye forcing open, you see what I'm saying? When you're remembering suppressed memories from this lifetime, but it's also triggering past life remembrances and previous lifetimes. You see what I'm saying? Uh, Sometimes, the waking up with scratches or the lately it's been the centers of my hands and like my ankles, having weak moments at the ankles. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, what the hell is this about? Yeah, like I walk every day, since I'm making efforts to try to be healthier. I'm like, ain't no way I'm doing better than gonna be starting to experience crazy stuff. You see what I'm saying? But healing is an experience, you know. Kind of remind me of like when I was in school and you had to sit there and learn about slavery. And it's crazy because I learned about it in a class full of white kids. You know what I'm saying? It grew up in Minnesota. You see what I'm saying? I just remember it being the most traumatizing thing because when you watching certain shit play out, it triggers a recall. You know what I'm saying? A recall. Anything that happened on your bloodline, you see what I'm saying? On your blood lineage, you carry the DNA for this. You storing the traumas that the bloodline experienced. You see what I'm saying? The demons that this bloodline battle with, you have encountered these demons. You have gone face to face with them. They've tried to jump you or take possession of you, only they can't. They'll try to come in and distract, interfere. But then, you know, when the past life things get triggered, your body can physically feel that pain. You know what I'm saying? You're going through a boost in your psychic gifts. You're probably becoming more clairsentient. That means if you're remembering or recalling a traumatic experience, you might physically be able to experience the pain or the trauma. Okay? Because of this expansion in our intuition and in our psychic gifts, we're talking about the rebirth of us in Christ consciousness. Okay? Us having to take everything we learned in the age of Pisces, heal and synthesize it. You see what I'm saying? So that we can figure out how to move forward with this knowing. You see what I'm saying? It's like physical markers. It's like physical markers of our uh, expansion of, what would you call it? Because your DNA capabilities are expanding, because you're going through activations, you're receiving new information. We enter in a new world age, so you're experiencing new light, new life. Okay, it's like with the recall, because you've encountered these things before, you just don't remember. You see what I'm saying? You talking about whoever you were a couple thousand years ago. You see what I'm saying? 2 to 3 thousand years ago. This is a long time. You see what I'm saying? But what do we know? Energy can never be lost nor destroyed. If you're alive now, you were around then in a form too. So you're remembering and recalling stuff from this life, but you could be experiencing remembrances from past lives synonymously. If we are resurrecting as the Christ consciousness, that means all that bear witness to the pain of these ascended masters that witnessed it, this trauma is embedded in them. They may experience it in a 3D in one form or another. If you're being reborn as a particular ascended master, what's going on? What's going on, Brother Solomon? If you're being reborn in a particular energy of a particular ascended master, and you are now going through DNA upgrades where you're accessing past life recall, you're receiving these downloads and all this information. Okay, this means that you can psychically pick up on things that was physically happening at that time. So you begin to occupy more time and space. It's like with us going through these upgrades, right, and undergoing a death and rebirth. Okay, you talking about chaos and creation at the same time. You're you're talking about multiple timelines. You're talking about your timelines from your origin, your very beginning, to what you're being reborn into right now. Everything simultaneously happening. So, with us coming into certain remembrances, repressed memories of the lifetime we're living, you're tapping into past life recall. If you're being resurrected as the Christ consciousness, okay, because God's love is being reborn. So, if you are resurrecting as the chosen, this means you bore witness to either what happened to Christ like energy at that particular time, okay, or you bore witness to what happened to a particular ascended master or Christ figure, okay. You are being reborn in that consciousness. You are embodying the teachings, the energy. Okay. So we're embodying healing capabilities. Okay. We're seeing. Jesus was clairsentient. Okay. If Jesus wasn't clairsentient, you wouldn't feel your energy or your virtue leave from you just because somebody touched your fucking shirt. You see what I'm saying? That's straight up being in tune with your body psychically. A lot of us divine beings being reborn, we so powerful we don't even know. Your emotional state could be influencing the weather in your immediate area. You ever get upset and all of a sudden the weather change? You know what I mean? You ever get happy and all of a sudden the clouds come out? The clouds break up and the sun come out? You do this. You do this. So you talking about us being reborn as God's love, us being reborn as the Christ consciousness. This is why we've been gang stalked. This is why we've been persecuted to the damned, because a lot of us is a physical incarnations of, let's say, certain disciple energies. A lot of us is physical incarnations. We're actual earth angels, some of us. Some of us are physical incarnations of the actual archangels. Okay? A lot of us divine beings, the closer we are to God or source, a lot of us can actually embody all of these archetypes synonymously. Just like God is omnipresent, so are you. But when you tapping into remembrance in one realm, you're this is mirroring. This you're talking about mirroring parallel realities. So if you're experiencing the recall in one realm, it's happening in all the others. You know what I'm saying? It's like a supreme alignment thing that's going on. Okay? It's like, yeah, that's what's up, Brother Solomon. I'm one of these ones where, you know, I feel strongly resonant with the Uriel energy just because the whole flame of God thing. I'm a Leo rising, me and fire have a particular connection. But then I soon realized that no, all of the major archangels, I embody them all for a time, okay, at different times, okay, for different reasons. I work with a particular one or channel a particular one, embody a particular one for a specific amount of time. It switches. You see what I'm saying? But because not only are we the embodiment of certain angels, so we are fighting the spiritual warfare. Some of us is pulling, double duty, spirit realm and here. You see what I'm saying? Some of you, you're a warrior in the spirit realm, you be fighting, and then a teacher or a healer, or you know what I'm saying, in the 3D, pulling double duty. You see what I'm saying? So you warn, you know what I'm saying, spiritual war, you up against certain shit in the 3D. All of this is happening synonymously. Some of y'all, whoa, thank you, Spirit. Some of y'all gifts is activated to a point where some of y'all, you might have a scratch, or you might feel tender in your elbow. Some of y'all get the pain or you get the scratch before the shit even physically happens to you. That has happened to somebody that's gonna watch this. Like, some of y'all are getting a physical pain or a physical reaction for something that haven't even happened yet. It's a lot like our manifestations too. Sometimes we get anxious for no reason. Sometimes this anxiety is coming from a few different places. Those around you that's nervous about you growing, changing, or shifting. Okay? And two, because this anxiety you're feeling, you're picking up on something that haven't happened yet. Anxiety and excitement feel an awful lot alike. If you have something that you're manifesting or trying to bring in, you might find yourself anxious for no reason, or being flashed certain scenes of something you may be doing in the future. You know what I'm saying? These things might bring on feelings of anxiety. The spirit is saying you really need to be excited. You know what I'm saying? If you're experiencing any of these stigmata, you're experiencing any of these spiritual experiences, you need to be excited because of the simple fact of these are signs, signs that the great ones before you are with you, signs that you embody them, that they are there working with you. Okay, signs that, you know, you don't experience it. You don't experience Judas for no reason. You see what I'm saying? You don't have people that come up against you, gang stalk you, and all this shit because you're regular. You know what I'm saying? You having these experiences because you are more. You're tapped into more. Okay, you see more, you experience more, destined for more. You're spiritually responsible for more. You see what I'm saying? And you have the experiences first to be able to help people that's gonna have spiritual experiences when they scared out of their mind later, you'll be able to help them understand why they're having these psychic phenomena, why they're experiencing these spiritual experiences, why they are being game stalked. You get what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense to you. Okay. I'm just gonna pull a couple cards to confirm, and then I'm gonna be out. I'm actually a little late to my channel message. Y'all can't really see that, so I'm gonna leave it up. I gotta work on it. Y'all can see me better on this side, but now you can't see the table. Always something. Divine Holy Spirit, the love and life, ancestors, angels, and guides. Any card confirmation on the experiences of these stigmata. Okay. Ten of Swords. This is what I'm saying. Some of y'all done dealt with a lot of scratches. Okay. Or experienced a lot of scratches. Somebody here physically, you know, of course you already got whoopings as kids, right? Somebody has flashes of where they feel like they're being whipped. I don't know why I'm seeing that with this, but I am. Because if you think about the stigmata, right, these are psychic experiences that was being had. These are physical experiences that was being had by the Christ during crucifixion. You see what I'm saying? We experience various things one way or another on our spiritual journey. We all go through something. You know what I'm saying? We all gang stalked in a way. Somebody always tries to take us out in some way. Backstab and betray us in some way. Okay? Just know it. Okay? I don't know if you hear this plane all of a sudden. The Hierophant. You see what I'm saying? You go through all of this pain, all of this hurt, all of this betrayal. It's almost like a training boot camp because you are the spiritual authority. All this pain, betrayal, all of this stuff that we endure, okay, as divine beings, all of this is stripes because of who we are. It's because of our spiritual ranking, okay? You can't be a spiritual teacher or a spiritual leader and you haven't had spiritual experiences. You see what I'm saying? That's not gonna work. You see what I'm saying? Not only that, if you're being reborn as a Christ consciousness, everybody have their own particular cross to bear. So everybody's gonna have their particular Judas. Everybody is gonna have their thing where they got backstabbed and betrayed, and you have to figure out how to heal it so that they can teach other people later. Okay. Wow. Oh my God. Four of Swords with this other Ten of Swords looking card. This everything is fine. Okay. We had to experience all that pain and betrayal and stuff like this so that we could know when something needs to be healed. So we can learn when it's time to release something or let something go or walk away from things or certain people. We all have to go through this. Because you know what happens? With all of this mental mind fuckery, the powers that be do, I'm also seeing that with this Hierophant and all of these swords, okay? With all this, it's a mental mind game, okay? It's a programming that we have to defeat. They can only enslave you physically or make you feel stuck or in prison if they got constraints mentally. You know what I'm saying? But you don't become a spiritual leader or a teacher by not knowing that. You go through a physical battle and a spiritual one simultaneously. And it shows you these people around you, why they're trying to end certain things for you. Otherwise, if they were not trying to backstab, betray you, and end your life and end shit for you, you wouldn't even realize that you're the spiritual authority. You see what I'm saying? It's the fact that they're doing it that proves who you are. You see what I'm saying? They could write you off and try to say you evil, or they could try to say you bad. But if you sitting up here going through all of the shit that Christ went through, or if you sitting up here going through all of the shit that these ascended masters and teachers of love went through, you going through these same hardships. You have people trying to betray you in the same way. You had the same kind of energy where people was working against you. They want you to be happy. They're trying to make burdens for you. Same way they did Jesus. Same way they did. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. If you being resurrected as a Christ consciousness, you're going through this shit. So because we are being reborn, because we have to remember that pain because it teaches us certain lessons. You see what I'm saying? That's why we have to go through the pain we went through in this life, because our soul needed to remember certain lessons. You see what I'm saying? This is all that pain, us having to remember that love still reigns supreme in order to see through all of these illusions. Okay? Sometimes things aren't as they appear. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes people, you could be having a spiritual experience because you're being reborn as the Christ consciousness. You bearing your cross in real life, so you might have woke up with a bruise or a scratch or some heavy shoulders here in the 3D. Okay, don't be giving no pump faking little fake magicians no clout. You see what I'm saying? Don't you giving them too much credit. Oh, I'm getting spiritually attacked. Oh, black magic this and black magic that. They not that damn powerful. They don't even know what they choose for themselves. They don't even know who they truly are. You know what I'm saying? They don't know the truth of their power neither. They just know that you know, your earth angel or your connection with God is so where you have a particular type of authority or you get a particular type of amount of attention and they just know that they want it. But they don't want to pick up none of these crosses. They don't want to pick up this 10 of wands. They don't want to go through none of that struggle. They don't want to go through none of that backstabbing, pain, and betrayal and all that shit that you went through to gain your position. No, they don't want to go through all of that. They just see you and they mad because you happy and start working against you because they trying to figure out why you happy and shit like this. Why they can't be happy. And it's like, really? People, they also, okay, you know why people will spirit. This is why they psychically attack divine beings while we go through a spiritual death and rebirth. It's almost like they know we're going to experience these stigmata. It's almost like they know we're going to experience it. They know that that's coming. Okay? You being reborn as a spiritual leader or a spiritual teacher, you gonna have to bear them stripes. So if you going through an ascension in a death and rebirth process, that pretty much assures you about to have some spiritual experiences and stuff like this. But they will psychically attack you in efforts to try to confuse you because they know you're going to have them experiences. They wanted you to think, oh, I got scratched, or oh, I'm experiencing this or that. So, me walking this spiritual path must be bad. Okay? Or me going this way is going to get me psychically attacked, so I must not need to do this. It was a ruse to try to get you to not take your journey or to not step into position or not step into authority. They're trying to trick us out the spot. Don't let them, never let them take your spot. Okay? Period. 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 Yeah, Three of Cups. Okay? You being reborn as a healer type of energy, a spiritual teacher, counselor of sorts. Okay? This is what you go through. Okay? If you don't go through pain, or you don't recollect the pain that you've gone through, if you can't recall it, how can you help teach or counsel anybody, nurture anybody, or anything? Okay? And if you can't do it for yourself or another person, how you gonna heal in order to nurture the seeds that you plant and the shit you want to manifest? You feel me? All of this shit be connected, bro. It's like we have to remember. It's like it's like by remembering the pain, this is how we gonna experience the pleasure. Okay, you get what I'm saying? You. This is why we have to do the shadow work. Because originally, divine beings, all we saw was the God in people. All we saw was the good in people all the time. You took shit at face value. That's how you got played. That's how you got hurt. You see what I'm saying? And it's like the same thing in the 3D. If we don't have that scratch, or we don't go through the psychic phenomenon, or we don't see that apparition, or we don't experience that pain, we won't remember that we're awakening to who we are, because the matrix will just lull us back to sleep. Unless you have an experience that stirs you or move you or that you can't forget, you will, because they're playing with your mind here. You see what I'm saying? So, you know what I can't forget? The day I felt something yank my ankle. I know I was touching sleep. I was just starting to dream. I felt something yank my ankle. I know now it was my spirit guys trying to keep my attention. They yanked my ankle. Okay? I'll never forget. Okay? I'll never forget that time I just told y'all about in the beginning, where I'm sitting here wide awake, communing with the divine, having a spiritual conversation, and all of a sudden got scratched, felt it wet up. You see what I'm saying? I was messed up for a good 3 days about that. You see what I'm saying? All back and forth in my head. Somebody wanted me to believe that me communicating with the divine or with spirit is wrong, when it's a part of my calling and it's a part of what the divine put me here to do, to be able to help other people. You see what I'm saying? But if I did not have that experience, I would not remember it to tell you guys, or I wouldn't remember. If I don't remember it, I won't put two and two together when I have other experiences later. You see what I'm saying? It's all connected. You know, if there's people around you trying to make you feel bad about who you were or trying to make you out to be the black sheep or any of that stuff, yeah. If somebody cut you off because they didn't understand who you were or tried to write you off and stuff like this, they're gonna be in a whole lot of regret here. So I mean, I had to cut certain people off because some of them was these gang stalkers and stuff like this here. Some of them is these karmics from past lives. They don't want to learn a lesson here. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They want to just keep repeating the same shit, you know? They was trying to interfere with us. They didn't want us to believe in love again. They didn't want us to believe in love again. They didn't want us to believe that we could heal. They didn't want us to believe that if we took this leap of faith on what it is we're wanting to manifest, that stuff might actually begin to come to fruition or begin to work out. They did not want us to have courage enough to take the leap to pursue our passions here. They didn't want that. You see what I'm saying? They don't want you to feel worthy when God's trying to show you you're the authority. But they don't want you to believe in love when you are the authority. That's how you rule. That's why they don't want you to remember love because that's where you should be ruling from. You see what I'm saying? It's deep. It's real deep. All right, but peace and love supreme one to the divine being. Hopefully, somebody gets an understanding. Make sure that y'all hit the like button for me. Okay, and then let me go ahead and reset the schedule for the astrology live stream that I'm going to be getting ready to do next. So stay tuned for that. Gotta go. Peace and love supreme to you all, divine beings.